Hello, my name is Mru Patel. I'm the chairman and founder of My Tokenized Capital. We are the world's first tokenized stand and trying to make an impact on 1 billion people's life by sharing the wealth, where I've always said, and I know Brock will talk a lot about it, we have common things over here. We want to touch 1 billion people's life, including people who are the small guys who just do little like and share on social media. We want to bring wealth to people in Africa. I was born in Africa. But enough of that. We'll cover that over here. With myself, I have my good friend Jane King and Brock. I don't know how many people don't know them, but here we go. Jane, over to you. Come on.
Okay. So let's just start with where you see the industry. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's blockchain, there's NFTs, there's crypto, there's Bitcoin volatility. I mean, how do you see things right now in this industry?
Well, I've been doing this a while.
Yes.
So for me, it just feels really good to see all of these theoretical ideas, right? These potential future visions having become reality. I estimate around 300 million people may have cryptocurrency at this point.
I would say probably more.
30 million Americans. You know, the Visas, MasterCards, JP Morgans, Morgan Stanley.
Of a favorite subject.
Visa, I mean, PayPal, Square. I mean, they've all validated it. I mean, it's like, this is real.
That's right.
And it's here to stay. And so it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, the whole NFT thing is coming. Because I remember a few years ago talking to people about tokenizing art and real estate and how that would democratize the financial system. And I feel like now we're there with the NFTs. We've seen that.
We talked about it 2 years ago in New York, if you remember. Maybe 3 years ago, I can't remember. But yeah, tokenization of asset, in my view, is any asset. NFT is an asset that's unique. Why not a hotel? I'm talking about tour over here as well. Why not any hotel? Why not any asset that's unique? As long as it's not multiple versions of the same thing, it's an NFT. When you do multiple equal versions, that's fractionalized NFT. So same sort of thing. Custodial, you own a piece or a fraction of it, like how we had crowdfunding and SPVs with custodian services where you own a piece of it and everyone shares the profit based on your shareholding. That's where the NFT world is going to go, because 120,000 people cannot sustain financing this. You want to, massive. You need to go to the masses. And that's what I'm so excited about.
And everybody should participate in this. So.
Yes, the future is going to happen to you, or it's going to happen with you. And so I would encourage everyone to get involved. I mean, that's what we're seeing here in Dubai. I mean, this is when a government acknowledges change and chooses to adapt to it, chooses to work with it. I mean, this is what happens. 44% GDP growth, the best and the brightest in the world moving, here.
That's how they're attracting them.
Well, I mean, the action is here. It's happening. I mean, do you need much more evidence?
No, exactly.
And I mean, yeah, the NFT side is super exciting. We just bought NFT.com.
I met him earlier with Pedro earlier.
I was involved with.
I met the tall guy with Pedro just now. He was talking about.
You mean David Namdar?
Yeah, David. Yeah, I meant David.
Yeah, and so I was involved with Block V or Vatum, which was really the first sort of NFT platform, as well as Wax. And I've been doing digital sort of assets and collectibles since,
10 years plus.
10 years before there was Bitcoin plus. And so that's another exciting, thing to see. And, I started my life out as an artist, so, always an artist at heart.
You mentioned government support, and you and I are both Americans, so I mean, how do you feel the U.S. government is doing in this area?
Oh, I think the U.S. government has done a poor job. It's part of the reason I ran for office, and part of the reason that I spend so much time traveling around the country to meet state legislators, to talk to our elected officials. I talk to members of Congress on a weekly basis, talk to civil servants. I do it because I care.
Yeah.
I believe that as a nation, if we don't get this right, it could be catastrophic. We're living through the fourth industrial revolution, and there will be winners and losers. And the United States is the capital of innovation in the world. And somehow we're falling behind. And it matters in a big way. I mean, one of the companies I started is I co-founded Tether. I digitized the US dollar, created this concept of a stable coin. That digital dollar is doing $150 billion a day, 60 trillion a year. Right now it represents between 5 to 10% of all dollars and coins in circulation.
USDT.
Yeah.
I mean, it's conceivable that these digital dollars will be larger in terms of circulating money because it is superior. And so China has created the Chinese digital yuan.
Yep.
They're years ahead.
Yep.
The US dollar's reserve status in the world is largely responsible for a lot of the quality of life that we have.
I see.
And if we mess this up, I mean, the US dollar can't stay the reserve status currency of the world forever. But the question is, how does it transition? Like a tire, do we let the air out of it slowly? Or does the government make a mistake that causes the tire just to blow up and have a flat and basically explode the American economy? And that is a real risk, which is why I spend so much time trying to educate those in a position of authority, because I don't want to see this thing blow up.
Yeah, my view, I tell you, looking it from outside in, and I had the American passport as well, and I gave it up 20 years ago, I think. You look at it from outside, and exactly what Brock's saying, China, the UK's, India's been looking at digital currencies for long, many countries in Europe, Caribbean. I mean, the whole world's looking at it, America dragging its feet, and Brock touched on it. You are not only losing out, but I would be even more ruthless in saying America, in my prediction, next 10 years will not be #1 economy in the world unless they do something big, hairy, and aggressive. Because if they don't do that and just drag their feet, slow implementation, and embracing this, the whole banking industry is being shaken up big time. I've always said 50% of the high street banks will disappear in 3 years. The whole exchanges, the stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street has been shaken up big time. All the transactions Brock just mentioned about USDT and other stable coins is transacting a lot more than a lot of other countries' GDP type of transaction. The whole of the retail industries now being shaken up. The whole of the art industry and media is being shaken up.
We're going through.
So it's going through big. So if they don't accept the core, this is the coin, we will make it legal. Look what's happened with XRP and all these guys ding-donging left, round, center with Gary. If they don't accept it, embrace it, and say, how do we adopt it? US will not have 65% of the world's US dollar transactions. People will say, you know what, we're going to transact this way.
Well, and I feel like everything
No?
that comes out of Washington,
And it's sad, right?
in terms of
It's sad.
It's very sad.
I'm an American,
Very sad.
and I care, and I'm willing and able, and I know what's happening.
Yeah, you can see it.
I see it coming, and it's just
I
like,
see it coming. All this printing dollars. Where the hell? How are you going to afford to give this money back?
Yeah.
And a lot of it, doesn't even go to the cause it's saying it's going. And that's what I see from outside. I don't know how much of that's fact. They say infrastructure, but it is 100% going to
well,
infrastructure.
this technology provides transparency, efficiency,
Exactly.
and security.
Exactly.
You know, that's a good thing,
Right.
generally
Absolutely.
speaking.
Absolutely.
Well, and I feel like everything that comes out of Washington when this subject comes up is negative. It's Bitcoin is used for terrorist funding or hackers, or like it's all negative. There's never any talk about how it can be more efficient and transparent, how it can be used in all kinds of applications that can, you know, make the world better. So everything is, I don't even think they fully understand.
They don't. They don't. I have a lot of these meetings. I think I've only met one elected official that could talk the talk.
Okay.
Mayor Suarez from Miami.
Yeah, he's good. He
no,
gets it.
he gets
He's
it.
closer to Puerto Rico, that's why. You've been talking to him at all these events.
He
that's
gets
when
it.
I met him last time in Miami.
He gets it.
He gets it. He gets it.
But
He gets it.
I'm meeting with a lot of these people, and they're starting to get it.
Yes.
I know how to explain things in a way where people go, okay, this is a big deal, and I better learn, because I understand how to put it into perspective and help them understand what's at stake. And this one's for all the marbles. And all of a sudden, it's not that these elected officials are, you know, they just didn't know. You know, it's understandable. You know, is this really? I mean, one of the things they all need is they need a young aide. They need an aide who's young with their finger on the pulse when it comes to technology. That basically gives them an update. Oh, there's these new things called NFTs, and every one of our elected officials should know what an NFT is. There's this new thing called DeFi. What is DeFi? But like, that is, as an elected official, you know, we need to know what's going on in the world.
All the time.
And I think one of the things that is lacking and could really make an impact is, you know, because they have a lot of aides, they have a lot of support, but that kind of like the future aid.
They're missing that, right? So, well, by the way, I appreciate what you're doing as an American citizen, because I do feel like the U.S. is slipping behind. Like I said, everything's negative. Nothing is about how can we embrace this.
It's democratizing opportunity. It's going to deliver ubiquitous financial inclusion for the 4.5 billion unbanked or underbanked. It's going to create micro loans to raise 1 billion plus people out of poverty. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
And the sad thing is, outside America, as we know, it's happening. Why not in America? And they call themselves a tech capital of the world or something like that. Outside the world, it's been happening for 2 years.
Yeah.
All these P2P microloans, all of these things have been happening for 2 years.
Yeah. No, I know. And it does feel like, I don't know, we're bogged down or something. I mean, I think, you know, maybe the digital one kind of woke people up a little bit.
But that happened 2 years ago. I don't think they've woken up yet.
It's not new news.
Right.
2 years ago?
Yes.
2 years
It's
ago.
now just getting close to launch. Like,
Yes.
I mean, it's already
years ago.
live and testing.
I saw it in Beijing.
They're going to roll it out nationally. This is not official. I can't, but it's pretty well. I think most people
November.
understand it's being launched with the Olympics,
9
and it's going to be rolled out everywhere. And then the government is going to be providing that most likely as a solution to foreign governments that gets packaged with
Correct.
Chinese loans.
Correct. Can you imagine?
And a repegging.
Absolutely. And the pegging as well. Because China, in my view, when I saw it in 2019, I spoke at an event in Beijing.
I think China's going to say,
China's gonna say that.
along with our loans,
Yeah, absolutely.
you now use our tech stack for your currency
All of
issuance, and you stop the trading pair to the dollar is now going to be replaced
now
with
it's
the
pegged
yuan.
with one. And imagine
And that's boom. The
7
flip.
trillion per day US dollars will go, at least 20-30% will go to the Chinese yuan. At least. Because if you just look at it where we are here, they peg everything to dollar.
Right.
China will say, hang on, you want to sell oil to us?
Right.
Do it against the yuan. Boom, huge amount gone there.
And America doesn't even have an offering.
No.
We should
Sad,
be
right? Sad.
in the market.
And there's
We should be the leading person.
We should be leading and providing a solution.
Leading.
And there's so many discussions and debates going on about things that are sometimes kind of silly. You know, in the U.S., when we've got this going on that could fund, it's a tectonic shift.
Yes.
In the global financial system, and everybody's like,
It's more than just the financial system. This is like the shift of shifts.
It is totally disruptive. But Brock, I mean, you from inside and outside, when you go to Puerto Rico and then you go in and see the frustrating examples, for want of better words, of where it's going down the pan. Have you really no leverage to someone to make a difference there? Because it's sad to say, in America, in the politics, in the policies, in
I
all
ran
these
for president of the United
and you still
States.
couldn't make an impact. It just shows there's not a
I believe
right?
I am making an impact.
I agree.
I'm making a very real impact. You know, is it too little, too late? I don't believe so.
That's what
it's not.
I hope not.
I just need to get the message out wider.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, people in high places, important elected officials, are facilitating meetings with other people in, let's call it those committees.
Yeah.
They're bringing me into the rooms.
Okay.
No, it's not falling on deaf ears. Every single person that I've met with, they don't maybe fully grasp all of it because they don't have they haven't done the prerequisite work to fully understand it. But I think they understand the credibility from which I speak and the gravity of the situation, where they're making it a priority to learn and to facilitate and create the forums for the conversations. They're bringing me in to testify. You know, I'm doing this, and you know, as much as we're behind, we're still the United States of America.
Yeah.
When we put our will,
We have the will, right?
when we have the will,
Anything's possible.
it's not too late, but it's
Getting close. It's getting close.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the Chinese wine is
just
a
think
threat.
about, too, though, to run for president of the United States, that is a risky proposition for a guy like me.
We talked about it last time. Yep.
To run for president is to ask for every decision you've ever made in your life
Yep.
to be scrutinized. And as a pioneer that has continually been on the forefront of disrupting and pioneering industry for decades, to invite the magnifying glass in and all the types of people that look, that is to step into the ultimate ring of fire. It can cost you your life, your liberty, your reputation, everything you have. That's how much I care.
Yeah, that is a big, big sacrifice. Huge sacrifice, and I was been following him, sending messages on LinkedIn everywhere, WhatsApp everywhere. It's a big challenge. However, Brock, you say it's not too late. I think personally, if this current, without getting political, administration, I know Gary's there from the SEC side, who is a lot more savvy in the crypto world. Yeah, and the mayor of Miami, you need 100 of these people to make the change. To make that change, 4 or 5 people, in my view, are not going to break into this ring fence.
It always starts with one.
Yes, but that
And
it
from
takes
one,
longer.
we get 2.
But
And we
it
got
takes
5.
longer, right? That's the problem.
I'm one person.
Yeah, you're one person.
I'm doing everything I can.
Oh, well done, well done.
I mean,
Hats off.
and I will do everything I can till my last breath.
Well done, well done,
Well,
well
I'll go
done.
with you sometime. And I'll take the train down from New York, meet you in Washington. We'll
Let's do it.
teach these guys.
Knock on doors.
Well done.
By the way,
well done.
that's the thing that I've also learned is when I go into these meetings, no one has ever bothered to teach them.
That's the sad thing.
Shame on us.
Well, I won't say.
Hold on. It's
Is it us or they're putting the ring fence
No,
because of the
no.
brainwashing?
no. It's called. Everybody always assumes somebody else is doing it,
No, but you got
and we
invited in,
we
right?
can't. We can't make the assumptions. It's back to like what Perry Ann Boring is at the Digital Chamber of Commerce, and what these it's called. Someone has to do the work, and we have to support those people doing the work. We can't just expect it to be done. It doesn't do itself.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yes, come down. Let's knock on some doors together.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, just to final closing event, but the thing in America, they have got so much resource, they can make an impact in the whole world.
Right.
If they do it right.
Right.
So their economy can go even bigger. So why create that ring fence? That's the bit I don't get, right?
It's the process of democracy and bureaucracy.
I think that's
in an established economy with a lot of legacy incumbents, where the status quo is working.
I didn't want to say it like that.
The conversation is not about this in America right now. It's about other stuff.
Well, you'll be cancelled as well. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, Brock, thanks for seeing you again. Brilliant. Absolutely. We met in Miami last time. We did a similar thing.
I'm serious about that DC trip, and I'm in New York once or twice a month.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
Hey, anytime, buddy.